Today I'd like to introduce Shane from Australian Finance Hub. Shane, could you explain the role of a mortgage broker throughout a property purchase?
Absolutely, Anthony, and thank you for having me today. As discussed, we're Australian Finance Hub. We are one of the largest mortgage brokers in the country. We're based out in Wetherill Park, and we work closely with Anthony and the team at the Agenzia. So throughout the property purchase, it's really, really important that you get started early. The first meeting we generally have with you is a discovery meeting also. And we generally want to find out your full financial position, where you do your banking, where your credit cards are, what debts you have, how much you have in savings, what your employment look like. And after that first 45-minute meeting, we will be able to give you the information that you need in order to proceed if you did want to move to the next step. So we'll give you what your borrowing capacity will look like, how much deposit is required, what mortgage insurance is, any first homeowner benefits you'll be able to receive, what banks we're looking at, what the process looks like, and what documentation is required. After that meeting, we send you an email with everything that we've discussed. So you've got it all there in black and white. You know exactly where you stand and what you need to do to move forward. So that meeting is imperative in order to get an understanding of your financial position and your borrowing capacity in order for you to progress. Once we finish that process of that discovery meeting, we go out and look for the banks, and we generally workshop the banks in your scenario against each other to make sure the bank is happy to accept your scenario prior to submission, as well as negotiating the rates, and we get the banks to negotiate against each other. Now, we work with 40 different banks, so we'll always be able to find a bank that will offer you the best scenario as well as a competitive rate. And then we submit and we get a pre-approval. The pre-approval process, from the time we submit an application to the time that we get the pre-approval, is roughly 2 to 3 weeks. Once we have the pre-approval, it's valid for 3 months. And if you don't find the property within that 3 months, you can extend it for another 3 months. Once you find the property, the process is quite simple because we've already got the pre-approval in place. We'll order a valuation on the property, and if that valuation comes back good and all the other checks are good, we can progress to a formal approval. And that's when you're unconditionally approved for your loan and you're approved, basically. We sign the contracts and we settle. We'll also liaise with Anthony and the team to keep them correspondent throughout the process, as well as your solicitor and accountant if required, to also advise them where we are up to in that process. Settlement day comes, the solicitors do what they do, the banks do what they do, and we inform you that your loan is now settled. That's when you have to pay back the debt, unfortunately. Our job doesn't stop after settlement. At Australian Finance Hub, we've got the systems and the resources in place to make sure that the customer is always on the best possible rate. So we negotiate our clients' rates every 6 months, so they're always on the best rate. By the customers having the best possible rate, they're able to bring down their debt as quickly as possible, build up their equity, and be able to purchase their next property for Agenzia to make sure that they're in the best financial position possible in order for them to put their foot in their door for their next investment property.
So as we're doing constant health checks of the overall financial situation of the clients, that allows us to then set our clients with an overall investment strategy. By us having constant communication and collaboration, it allows us to know when it's time for us to implement the next phase of our client's investment journey. It's very important for us to have our finger on the pulse to see where our clients are at and prepare them for the next phase of their investment journey. Thanks, Shane, for coming in and sharing some more information on what exactly you do at Australian Financial Hub and why it's so important to have a high-level broker on our team. And look forward to continuing our relationship and working together closely in the future.
Thank you, Anthony, and the team at Agenzia.
Thanks, buddy.
Look forward to working with you for many years to come.